Welcome to my examination of space travel in the luxury tourism sector. Why examine space travel as innovative and new facet of luxury travel experiences? I believe because it's essential to understand first the evolution of the term luxury over time, to evaluate better what is luxury today and investigate what luxury will likely be in the future. To look at luxury over time is inherently to look at the evolution of society. The different shapes of luxury have changed over time and tell a special story about how people have lived for last centuries. Perhaps the forms or dynamics of luxury have remained the same, intrinsically connected to a sense of owning something, being unique, an aspirational achievement, a sense of status, or of accomplishment. The concept of space tourism evokes a sense of awe and wonder, igniting excitement and fascination within us. This flourishing industry has gained momentum in recent years, and for valid reasons. For generations, the idea of journeying beyond the confines of Earth's atmosphere into the boundless expanse of space has captivated the human imagination. I believe every child since born has looked up into the sky at night time before they've gone to bed and wondered, one day, will I ever walk on that moon? So for more than 50 years, humans have been interested in space exploration. With recent technological progress, this aspiration is no longer limited to astronauts and scientists alone, and the prospect of it is enough to entice anyone. Luxury. What is the definition of luxury? I feel that space travel is most definitely up there in the form of something that is total extravagance or even excess. The essence of luxury of space travel is that within itself, it is something that is only beyond the imagination at this point. So we're looking at the future and beyond. Consumers are looking for something new. We've come through the COVID pandemic and people are seeing world and life very differently. The modernization of luxury due to mass technological advancements has aided in consumers becoming bored of the usual everyday offerings. This is definitely going to be a luxury business. The only competitors that are going to be able to race in this competition are those that have substantial financial support. Space travel is definitely going to be something very unique. It is an unexplored in very many different ways and available only to men to view at this point. Brand concept, brand persona is all targeting high-end wealth and everything that shines is gold mentality. Brand positioning, presently the only extremely wealthy clients are actually in line for this. But again, it's similar to space flight, to airplanes, to hotels, to exotic tourist destinations. With time, these prices and technologies will more than likely reduce. But for the moment, I believe that space travel is only available to a select few. Recent surveys have depicted that the interest in space tourism is not only of the interest of the wealthy. Nonetheless, at this point, it may only be the wealthy that can attain it. 38% of luxury travelers express interest in space flight. Remaining 62% are still satisfied somewhere else. Is that because of the age discrepancy? If you look at further research, it shows that amongst those luxury travelers, the age group between 16 and 34 are the ones that are most interested in flight travel, pushing that percentage up to 58%, depicting that younger generation groups are especially interested. Space travel is still in the infancy stage. Demand is growing rapidly, with increasing global interest rising rapidly across the globe. Express growth is 40.2% from 2023 to 2030. Since 1969, the first man on the moon, there has been others joining to the list, and the desire has only but grown. In 2001, businessman Dennis Tito visited the International Space Station at a cost of $20 million. In 2021, an entrepreneur, Jared Isaacman, traveled to on the world's first civilian mission, alongside with 7 other colleagues. This trip was around 20 to 40 million per person, showing that the price point is only achievable to those that are in the very high end of wealth. Concept of opportunity. Therefore, what is pushing the conceptual idea into reality? It's the competition aspect. It's being the first one to have opened and launched the first hotel, being the first one to be able to put those people in space. It is definitely the go-to for that Instagrammable moment, that first person, that storyline, that mobile phone experience, the one being able to post on social media. It's a huge, huge opportunity. Space tourism is anticipated to make travel accessible to lay and non-astronaut people in coming years. The industry is expanding at a tremendous growth rate owing to technological advancements and coupled with users' inclination towards space adventures. In 2021, there was 13 commercial space flight launches undertaken, of only 7 that were successful. Therefore, it's quite clear to understand that space travel doesn't come without its limitations. Like other industries, space hasn't been immune to the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. Operations across the world would have been slowed or shut down thanks to lockdowns imposed by governments to stop the spread of the virus. In fact, during the second half of this year, we will and have seen a number of high-profile space tourism trips, with each of the largest private space participants undertaking at least one trip into space. That said, given the early phase of opportunity, hotels, airlines, and tour operators have yet to announce plans for space tourism and long-haul travel via space. Billionaires are investing a considerable amount of wealth into the idea of traveling to space and witnessing the Earth from above. Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, SpaceX, and NASA have undertaken spaceflight missions to transport non-astronaut individuals across space and bring them back to Earth after a certain period. These explorations have achieved several milestones. 3 major players in space we have is Blue Origin, which is the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. At this point, the last recorded was an 11-minute excursion, costing $28 million. Again, you've also got Virgin Galactic, which is Richard Branson. His trip was $450,000 and including 90 minutes in space. We also have Elon Musk with SpaceX, which was boasting a 3-day adventure, the only one able to present a tour in space. These companies have invested an enormous sum of money as the industry is anticipated to grow enormously. The industry has remarkably evolved in the US and Europe, owing to the accessibility of launch facilities, commercial space launches, technological breakthroughs, and space tourism. Some prominent offerings in the global space market. Such as ventures in spacecraft used for tourism and deploying space hotels has intensified the competition amongst those players. The key factors and the key players are focusing on offering individuals day or week-long tours, creating an adventurous experience for tourists. These companies are also collaborating with aerospace organizations and local and regional players to gain competitive edge over their peers and capture a significant market share. Rising advancements in technology, growing inclination of adventure travelers, high net worth of income individuals towards spaceflight, and increased focus on research and development activities by government and private research organizations are some of the factors fueling the growth of the market. Space tourism allows travelers to travel within and across the Earth's orbit for leisure, recreation, or business purposes. As seen in a survey conducted recently by the Chinese University of Hong Kong, it seems that the local Asian population are much more interested in traveling into space. We're looking at a 1.6 million Chinese respondents were willing to travel compared to 900 million for the same in the US. The significant contributions to the growth of the Asia-Pacific market presently is the China National Space Administration, the Indian Space Research Organization, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. In 2003, China has become the 3rd country ever to launch a human into space and has begun to expand its space program ever since. Recently, there was 3 astronauts that landed in May in 2023 in the Tiangong station, which is by China. Potential brand challenges. Every single new innovation has challenges, as did a lot of the other luxury travel and tourism ideas. of gone by. Space traveling will have potential costs. Sadly, it's not going to be reducing poverty in the underdeveloped countries. There will be a huge environmental impact. Safety concerns, as I mentioned, 14 missions recently, 7 only successful. The cost at this point only affordable to the wealthy. There will be space debris left behind every time there's a mission into space, causing significant challenges, resource depletion, potential environmental impact, legal issues. Again, with these things always comes risk. If we're looking into space travel at this moment in time, there are 2 types of space travel, suborbital and orbital. Suborbital is dominating the market in 2022, aiming to reach an altitude of over 3,000 feet. This reaches the Kármán line, which is deemed as the benchmark of defining the entrance into space. Orbital gives us passengers the chance to spend a few minutes in space, or even days or up to a week, at an altitude of over 1.3 million feet. Fundamentally, space travel will ultimately prevail for the beginning stages as technological advances and the fruition of space hotels will undoubtedly follow. Why space hotels have a huge potential market? Luxury properties in the hotel and tourism sector have been around on Earth for many years. Therefore, they're looking at that what next moment. Those leading luxury brands are the ones with significant, substantial income and financial stability to be able to tap into those markets. Each of those refining its offering on Earth through inspirational attributes, through their implementation and customization, personalization and exuberance of their brands. It makes perfect sense that they'll be launching into the idea to get on board with this exciting new venture of space tourism and space travel. Today, consumer post-COVID is seeking more adventurous and hard-to-reach adventures. Enter space hotels, something of a dream, but ironically closer than we think. Present hotel brands are theming options to spark interest as now. I believe space tourism is becoming more popular because it offers a truly unique and brand new experience that can't be found on Earth. The true essence of luxury is also exclusivity, and seemingly at this point, trips beyond the Earth's atmosphere are rare in existence, making them tremendously desirable for those with wealth to splurge. Brand positive attributes, it's brand new and unique, not found on Earth, a very transformable experience, once in a lifetime experience that cannot be replicated anywhere, exclusive, rare, bespoke and customized, all underlying words that describe the epitome of luxury. Space accommodation. Presently, there's plans to require tourists to stay at the International Space Station as it's the only habitable structure at space at the moment. Arianespan has developed plans for the first ever affordable luxury space hotel called Aurora Station. Mind you, costs to stay there for 12 days coming in at about $9.5 million, as well as space companies, giant booking company platforms. Hotels.com has already supposedly launched the first online travel site. Space exploration benefits will do some good for humanity. It will create hundreds and thousands of jobs, generating billions in economic output. Overcoming the challenges of working in space has led to many technological advancements over the years. Satellites are creating the climate change data, looking at pollution and helping to protect our planet. Positive life changes to humankind. It's helped us to monitor the movement and monitoring of people during the COVID pandemic. And finding other species is also a possibility of space travel. At the moment, we do still have evidence of some hotels that are theming their concepts towards space travel, although not a lot of them fit into that very high-end luxury experience. You see them in the USA, Hong Kong, Canada, China, and Switzerland. So most likely, as I said, not tipping the scales for exuberance and luxury, but definitely sparking interest in the new tomorrow's future ideals of the luxury tourism traveler. But I believe soon it will change the world as we know it. Space travel will be on our door more sooner than we think. Thank you very much.